Hey everybody!
Soul Tribe! Happy Saturday!
Yeah, and
Yay!
the sun is coming out tomorrow.
Okay, what's that? The one. Let's see who's joining us today. Vera. All right. Picture. We always pick the weirdest pictures, don't we? All right. Okay, so welcome everyone. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiff.
Vera, do we have any special things to tell our friends about today? We have the retreat coming up here. Oh, and then of course we're having this free, we're calling it a raffle, but all you need to do is put your name and that you want the retreat in the comments, and we will put your name in the hat and pick it out for somebody to win a free seat at our upcoming retreat on healing.
Sammy. And we're going to do it at the end of this month so that people have time, if they have to travel, can still do it.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Hi, Marshila. Hi, Sammy. And that is going to be here in Manteca, and it's on healing and journey to the other side. There's some really cool stuff happening in that retreat, and you can check it out on our website. Just go to the classes and retreat
and the
menu.
First ever trance.
Yeah, first ever trance with everybody
here.
Hi, Austin. I'm really excited. Hi, Austin. Okay, what else, Vera? What else do we have?
Hi, Lynn V.
We have
Lynn V.
Oh, Lynn V. Hi, Lynn.
Yeah. You.
Chris. And then in our art store, we also have our art. Some of the art that I've done, we've taken my art and put it with Angus's messages through Vera. So it's kind of really a cool meeting of the art and the spiritual messages come together in our art. And so you can find that we have different categories in the art store.
I'm paying attention.
There's goddesses, there's angels, and then there's art with a message. There's also guardians and messengers. You can find Angus's picture in that category. But yeah, so that's the latest, coolest, greatest art thing to tell you about.
Yeah.
And this is one of those pictures that you've seen this picture, but it has a quote. And then, well, you know, maybe I'll tell you about it right now. This quote is one of the ones from Angus that I was just telling you about, and it says, "Release the past, unfold your wings, and soar into the future." So it's really, really cool, inspirational quotes to. It's something that, like, they really help me a lot on a daily basis. The words that Angus has told us over the years, and so that's why we wanted to put it with the art, because it's like a visual affirmation to remember on a daily basis to help you. So yeah, that's about that one.
Cool.
Excited to see what you ladies have for us today.
Well, first I want to bring up this little boy. I don't know if you guys saw it on the news. It was just so cute. I mean, it wasn't cute what he went through, but he got lost in the woods. And I believe he was lost for 48 hours, if I'm not mistaken. And it's cold wherever he's at.
I think you said like the mountains, maybe?
Yeah, it was, they were so afraid that, you know, he wasn't going to be able to, I think he was like 4 or something.
Yeah, you said, and the mountains, I can't get over that, because it does sound really cold. It's winter time, so.
Yeah, exactly.
To be that young.
But he told everybody, whenever they asked him, you know, how he did, I guess any way you can ask a 4-year-old, but I guess, like, were you cold and all that stuff? And he said, no, a bear kept him warm. Was that too cute and amazing?
It is!
His bear is his totem.
Oh, it's so cute!
Isn't it?
It is!
Oh my gosh, that gave me chilly willies.
So his bear kept him warm.
Warm. So that's why he was okay. And they said he had nothing that showed that he was, you know, had any ill effects from being in the woods for 48 hours, a little baby.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he's not a baby, but yeah.
Well, he kind of is.
He is a baby.
Old. Yeah. That's young.
Yeah, so I just thought I would bring that up. It's just, that's what kids are so awesome, that they still remember stuff from the other side. It's not until they get like 7 or so, and then it just goes, because kids start making comments like, you're crazy. That's like what they say with my grandson. And then they just turn it off, you know.
That makes sense.
Hi, Ava Marie.
Hello.
Oh, Linda. I don't know who you are, but
hi. Welcome. Exactly.
Why did I go, oh, Linda?
Yeah.
Because she's Tiffany's friend. Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right, so do you want to just...
Should we just jump right in? Yeah. Okay.
We're going to talk about diabetes. Cause and effect.
Of course, the first thing that we want to say is very
goes
important.
without saying.
Yeah. Kind of a little message that this is spiritual techniques to go along with the advice of your doctor. So
we are not doctors.
Yeah, we're not physicians.
We're offering spiritual advice to go along with the medical assistance you're getting from your physician.
Exactly. Spiritual medication and tools to help. Oh, it's your best friend.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, that's the one you talk about. It's like us.
That's cool.
Very cool. Hi, Roxanne.
Oh, aloha, Roxanne.
Yeah, you read that. You heard about that too. It's so cute.
Okay. So first of all, with diabetes, we kind of wanted to talk about causes, possible causes, and some of the spiritual techniques that we can do to control it, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to start off with saying that this is a very, this subject is very close to my heart. Mm-hmm. Because my brother, whom I love and adore for many, many lifetimes, including this one, that we're really close, is what I'm trying to say. And he's had childhood diabetes, so it's type 1 since he was like 12 years old. So he's had it for many years. Mm-hmm. So we did a lot of research and looking into it. And this is for, we actually had a question. It was Unicornify. Yeah, Crystal Lee asked about diabetes because she has it, but she's type 2, she said. Anyways, so some of the causes for diabetes is, one of the things is that emotional traumas that can physically manifest, right? So when it comes to diabetes, like with Louise Hayes, she has this amazing book. Louise Hayes has an amazing book on the possible causes of different ailments, and one of them is diabetes. And one of the things that she was saying for it is longing for what might have been, a great need to control, deep sorrow, or for my brother's case, no sweetness left in life. And so it's really kind of interesting because with diabetes, isn't it fascinating how the cells cannot take in sugar, right? They can't absorb the sugar. And so if someone on an emotional level is not feeling that they're getting any sweetness or know that there's no hope, they're not able to take that in their life on an emotional level because they don't believe that it's there for them and they don't feel it, and then their body rejects it. Yeah. And it doesn't get absorbed. So it's really quite fascinating, actually. And so that's one of the causes. And then besides that, there's also cell memory. Now for Kirk, my brother, he's an example, which many of us are, of its different causes as a combination together, right? So it can be emotional traumas manifesting physically, but it can also be cell memory from past lives. And so that was like for him. So that's for a lot of people too. And maybe we should give some examples. Kirk had a couple of past lives that affected his pancreas. One of them, he was speared during a battle through the pancreas, but he lived on for a couple of years. So he had the pancreatitis, I can't say it right.
Attack.
Yeah, and then he had a life here. This is really interesting. He had a life during the Dead Sea life where he only had honey. They didn't have anything. He didn't have anything else to eat besides honey. It was taking in all that sugar, excessive sugar. Honey.
But isn't honey a good sugar?
But to only eat sugar, I don't
know if it's a good sugar, but it's like not as bad as processed sugar.
But to only have that and not to have other things. Right. And then I'm trying to think if there was another life besides that. But it's just, those are just a couple examples of how somebody can have both cell memory from a past life crop up. Because, like, let's say, for example, that would be what we might consider a weak spot in his body. And because he's had it, and we have cell memory. So our cells remember. So he has that weak spot. And then in this life, when he had the emotional trauma, guess where it manifested? That's where it hit, is that weak spot, so to speak. Julie's asking. I'm happy to be here and excited the topic is diabetes. It runs in my family. My sister is losing her eyesight due to diabetes. Emotional trauma makes total sense to me as well.
And then, some people, I have to bring this up too, because a lot of people that don't believe the way we believe, saying that, there's genetics is part of it. It can't be all that you charted it. Well, that's part of it. Genetics is part of the chart, because you chart your parents.
Right.
Your parents are charting what they want to go through. So it's kind of like a thing that you guys do, that we all do together.
Right.
So that's why it seems like generational, like my grandfather had it, but that's because you all charted the same thing in this lifetime or different past lives.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
She knows ahead of time. How do you know? You're so good. It's exactly where I was going, is that we also chart it. That's another cause of it, right? So it's interesting because in my family, I had a great-grandmother that had it and an uncle. Well, actually, he wasn't related, but I have blood. But my older brother and I, we didn't have it, but then it landed on Kirk. So it's just like what you were saying.
What we chart.
Some do, and then some, the ones that charted it, that's what happens. And then in our life, things that are happening can make it even worse. That's what happened for Kirk. Angus, through Vera, told us that Kirk charted it, but it was worse because things were compounded because of the emotional traumas and because of the cell memory. So these are just some of the ideas of how diabetes.
Well, because we put a lot on our plate when we're on the other side, thinking piece of cake, and then once you come in, it's like, oh, what did I do?
Exactly, because a lot of times we do get people asking, well, why would I chart this? I'll be right back.
And it's all different for everybody. It's different situations. Like Roxanne is saying, no sweetness to give, not necessarily get. So that's what's so exciting about life, because we all chart different things in different times and different places, but it's part of what we want to explore to make our soul, I don't want to say better, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
Stronger,
stronger, and that's the thing.
We keep going.
You're expressing what's inside.
That dream I told you about.
Well, it's interesting because another thing about that too is, like, with my brother and other people, they really do want to know, why would I ever chart this?
And some people don't get it. It's like, what? It doesn't make sense. I wouldn't do that to myself. Or why would somebody chart to be murdered? Remember the lady?
Yeah.
Jesus told her it wasn't true.
Right.
But it's like, because you think God would want that for us, or he's our parent, or she's our parent. They don't want anything bad for us. But they know we have to experience life. They know we have to fall down and get hurt. And that's why they're there with us to help us or whatever, or not help us.
That's a great way to say it, Vera, because how else are we going to learn to walk?
Exactly.
When we're watching our children and it's like we want to save them from the pain, but how else will they learn?
Exactly.
And it's interesting too because, like with my brother, he's had so many warring lives where he's been this warrior, this big warrior. And a lot of times, like my mom was pointing out, we have a lot of the military that end up in wheelchairs. And it's like, why? They're asking, why would I ever chart this?
Oh, yeah.
But it's a lot of times, they have these warrior lives where they've used their brawn, and that's an amazing strength, but sometimes we won't chart this type of thing to find our other strengths of our soul. It's really hard, but they are a warrior even more on a daily basis just to keep going, because there's the emotions that come up of,
it's so
here
true.
I am in this wheelchair, and it's like, what am I going to do with this life? It takes a lot of strength to have hope and to keep going.
That's why they're saying this is like the Harvard, of life. We try to do our best. It's not necessarily harder, but it's hard in this planet. Right. And other planets, it's not like that.
Exactly.
Not all it's more loving and more everyone gets along kind of thing.
Right, because the other planets, what Vera's talking about is, one of the things that we've learned is that other planets are more highly evolved in a spiritual sense. Whereas this planet is like going to the Harvard of schools, because the more negativity that we have to work through, the more harder it is to gain that, like whatever it is that we're working on, right? The harder the school, the more of a badge of achievement that it is when we graduate from it. Hi, Julie. Oh, James made it. Hi, James. You made it again. Okay, what else do we have on our list to say about this? So some of the techniques that we can do to help control diabetes, because I know with my brother, he cannot stop taking insulin, he will die. But some of the things that you can do to help control it would be like, say, first of all, there's visualization. So visualization is a very powerful tool that Angus talks about a lot. And the more senses that we engage to manifest and to visualize what we want to have happen, then the stronger it'll be. So when it comes to, like, say in the morning or throughout your day, you can visualize what your highest ideal is that you want to feel. Like, let's say for diabetics, you want to visualize having a lot of energy. You want to visualize your circulation being really, really good and strong, and whatever it is that you most want to achieve for that day and how you want to feel, your highest ideal, that's what you want to visualize to focus and help to create that. Anything you wanted to jump in and say about that?
No, I'm doing something else.
Okay. Okay.
I'm getting past lives on Unicornify in Austin, so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
You continue.
Okay. So visualization, and that, because we are all creators, and our mind is where it all starts. Our mind is very powerful, and our body will follow suit. That's one of the things Angus is always saying, is that whatever we can achieve in our mind is where it starts there, and then our body follows suit. So visualization, and to create what you want for yourself to feel, having your sugars controlled, having high energy, having circulation, pumping throughout your body to all your limbs. Also, you can do affirmations and prayers, but for that, belief is the key. So it's not just reciting words or like just a ritual of saying a prayer or an affirmation. The more you believe it's going to help you, the more that it does help you, the more effective it is, the more energy you put into it. One of the things that Angus said, and this is a really great quote, he said, where is it? Where's my Angus quote?
Good one, Roxanne. That's a good one. Could it be like off balance? So this is to balance our life now, learn to accept sweetness? There's
definitely.
It could be, that's the beauty of it. Because Kirk's is, it's like, he can't, what was it? She's saying that they can't learn to accept sweetness. That's not what it was. What was it for Kirk? He couldn't.
Well, he has a rejection theme too. And that makes perfect sense.
There
because
you go.
Sometimes
so see,
when
everybody's
we have
different.
A theme,
yeah.
If somebody has a theme of rejection, we might even reject ourselves too. And so it's one of those lessons of having to learn really basically self-love, that we deserve sweetness.
Yeah, that's it right there.
So that's really
Chris got it. Feeling deserving.
Exactly. See, we're all connected. We're all getting it. But one of the things that Angus said, and this is really, really good, he said, if you stop moving, you die. And that's like being complacent. And so the only reason I'm bringing that up here is because it's just like reminds me of with affirmations and with prayers. If we're just reciting words and we don't put any belief into it, then it's not really effective. So if you're going to use affirmations and prayers, you want it to be something that you really connect with, that you feel is powerful for you and that you believe. I think one of the biggest things is having hope. I really do think that. When we have hope that our future can be this picture of what we want to achieve and what we want it to be.
I think it's more to hope, but also the belief.
The belief.
That it will happen.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But like you saying, Angus is saying, we have to move. We can't just sit there and wait for it to happen, because it won't. You have to go out and activate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed, Vera. Well, I better not talk. She's getting information right now. It looks like maybe some past life information. So I'm just gonna pass on a couple of other things that we researched about diabetes. Okay, now also I just want you all to know, this is really interesting. Because of cell memory, this is really cool. Our cells have memory to a time. We can go back to a time before our cells were affected and help to create them to be in that state now. Because if our cells have memory, they can remember that time and be that again. So what we can do is visualize going back to a time before we were affected by diabetes and responding and being in that perfect state that they once were, and responding on a more balanced way than after the ailment has manifested. So we can go back in this lifetime to a point before they were affected, or you can even go to another past life. Like Kirk has had, there was another life where he had a lot of energy and felt really strong and really good, and so he can focus on that and creating that now. He had a really, really powerful, strong life for him that was a Viking life. And it's interesting because he's been working on this Viking script for a long time. So it's like that part of him inside wants to feel that again. So it's like that kind of thing that you can go back to a past life. To find out about a past life,
But then also there's another side to it, because sometimes you feel like I'm not good enough in this life to feel like I did before.
Right.
So you have to, again, change your thinking and realize that this is something that you wanted to learn and to grow from.
Yeah, and again, to find that value and that worth is not always in the brawn, so to speak, but in the soul. And that's another reason why we chart to have that in this time.
Exactly.
Is to find that in another way, not just the physical way.
Roxanne.
That was our biggest test. Yeah.
We have a lot of big tests right now going on worldwide.
Is there anything else? Yeah. Another thing too is, you can even, this is interesting, you can even rewrite history. So in your mind, going back, like if it's caused from an emotional trauma, you can visualize rewriting that. And it's a way to help to empower oneself to be able to move on, to rewrite it and to feel, because if we feel powerless in a situation in the past, to rewrite it to where we feel in our power now. I know that's kind of like a big concept, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, the subconscious mind believes what you tell it, and then the body acts on it.
See, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's really all happens up here in the mind, and then it manifests. Hope is important. This is what I share with my clients. Laughter to remember happiness.
Yeah. And I love the hope, but more the belief.
The belief, yeah.
You have to have hope, but also believe.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? Hope reminds me of this little seedling, and then belief is what makes it grow and blossom to manifest.
Good visualization.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to give just a few things? My mom had found a few things for diabetes.
Your mom's awesome.
I'll just tell you really quick in case anybody is checking this out. This is just from some research that we've done over the years through the spiritual organization at Sylvia's, where we used to be, up until now. Just a few things I want to throw out there for anybody, or if you have diabetes, or if you know somebody that has it. Okay, best not to eat a lot of chocolate, carbohydrates or starches, drink a lot of water, take in a lot of vitamin A and beta carotene. Artichokes is a natural source of insulin.
And remember, this is along with what your doctor tells you to do.
Oh God, yes, please. Yeah, Kirk always takes his insulin and then does these things along with. watch the sugar intake, of course. Okay.
I love artichokes.
Oh, eat a high protein diet. And then work out your body. Exercise is good, of course. And it also helps the circulation, because that's really extremely important for diabetics, to get that energy flow to all the extremities of their body. And
stretching. Everybody forgets stretching.
And stretching, yeah. Yoga and
Pilates.
And Tai Chi too.
Qigong.
Qigong. That one's really good too.
I love that philosophy.
And you could look into these different things, whether it's Tai Chi, Qigong, or yoga, Pilates, and see what resonates to you. These different physical activities. Be really good. Okay, anything else here? Oh, she was also saying if you're feeling very tired, have a doctor check your liver and your kidneys. That's important. And other than that, gosh, we could go on.
I know.
There's more, but you know what? Because there is a chakra that, I'll just tell them real quick. The solar plexus chakra is the chakra that controls that part of the body. And that is associated...
Is that how you say it, endocrine? I always say it wrong.
Well, you're probably saying it right, and I'm saying it wrong. How do you say it?
Endocrine?
Yeah, endocrine. I think that's right. Okay. Anyway, the solar plexus chakra, let's see, the endocrine gland is the pancreas that it controls, which is, and it's really interesting too, because it has to do with courage.
Oh.
And I just want to say, with courage, it's like, again, sometimes we might feel powerless in certain situations, to have the courage to, I don't know, to face different things that come up in our life. Why were you
because somebody asked about a turtle having diabetes.
Oh. Okay. But yeah.
Don't call it sweet.
Yes. But anyway, okay, so those are some of the things. And yeah, like I said, so it has to do with courage, that chakra. And so one of the ways that you can change that around, if you subconsciously, if we ever felt powerless, is like we said, we can rewrite history and think about how we feel now. Exactly. Like for my brother, I would say he's standing up for the child that he was, by being the man that he is now, and to feel powerful in that.
Yeah.
And to tap into and feel his power now, his courage. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So anyway, these are some spiritual things that you can maybe even look back over, watch this video again, and take into, and to help you with what you're going through, or your loved ones. Okay, so without further ado, we want to hear the past life information that you've been getting.
Oh! Well, this is for Unicornify.
Okay.
Because she has type 2, right? She said. And she was at age 14.
And I quote, yeah, you guys, okay. I've been struggling with type 2 diabetes since I was 14, and it doesn't make any sense. I'm relatively healthy.
Yeah,
so do tell.
Because she had a past life in Italy, and she was a baker, and she was male in that past life, but amazing baker. And I mean, she had people like around the block waiting to get into that bakery. It was so awesome and amazing.
Wow.
Because she had this innovative way of doing different things and making things taste different, even though they were the same. But from baking, she was always tasting.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
But in this life, but she didn't have diabetes back then, but it was like she wanted to experience, and a little bit of that cell memory came in. The only thing is, it's not necessarily a negative past life, because of all the sweetness she gave to everyone and made them feel happy and all that stuff. And during that time, I guess, of course, diabetes was around, but probably didn't know. But so it was a great experience, but wanting to learn the other side of it in this life. And she's not going to have it the rest of her life. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want Austin's? But it has nothing to do with diabetes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because he was saying that he has some kind of issue, and it feels like he has to go to the bathroom all the time, but he doesn't,
Okay.
and that stuff. So, in a past life, he was like a medic in a war situation. Is it war, or is it something that happened? I don't know. It was in some kind of situation where people were coming in, patients were coming in little gurneys, and he was having to do surgery and all that stuff.
One after another.
So he didn't have time to go to the bathroom. In that past life, he started getting pissed about it. Like, I can't even go to the bathroom, until one of the people that he saved came to tell him on how he saved his life and how grateful he was and what an awesome surgeon he is and medic or whatever. So, yeah. So, the thing that triggers it in this life is if he gets pissed.
He gets pissed off.
Yeah. Righteous anger is different.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about, yeah.
That makes sense.
So that was it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, only light belongs here. Thank you for that. Yeah. All right. That's it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I know there was something else I was going to tell them. Oh, I know what it was. I remember. I just wanted to say really fast, too, is that aside from the visualizations and the affirmations that you do, another thing that really helps, it helps Kirk, it helps me, is visual affirmations. Things that you can look at, or crystals that you can hold on to. What crystal would you say would be good for diabetes? Is there one that comes out to your mind?
Definitely, but I don't know the name of it.
Okay, well, you might think of it. You might think of it before the end of the video, but
yeah.
I just wanted to say that physical affirmations or objects can really help too. And Sanika, who's a master healer on the other side, also gave the information for diabetes that if you imagine a range, like say for blood sugar level, like let's say 100 to, 1 to 50 is this range, and 50 to this is another range, and assign each range a number.
Yeah.
Find which blood sugar level is your perfect range that you want to be in, and assign
That's
it a number, and then write that number down on a sticky or something and post it somewhere so that it's a subconscious, it's like a message to your subconscious to keep your blood sugar level in that range. So Kirk has his number, so that's something that you could do too.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We love you guys. Don't forget, anybody who wants to come to the retreat, put your name and retreat, and then we're going to pull the name.
But remember, Austin, righteous anger is okay.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. Nothing wrong with that, because you don't want to repress.
Oh, no.
You don't want to keep that anger inside. We don't want that to
just to be
come out.
pissed about things that really don't matter.
There you go. Gotcha.
Yeah, it must at the time because you get pissed, but
right.
You know what I mean.
Alrighty. Well,
all right.
That's love you guys. Have a fabulous week, and hopefully we will see you all next Saturday.